Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Welcome to the Acer Teamstory Cup. It is my pleasure to bring you the first match in this best-of-9 team series between Mousesports Illusion. He is in the blue trunks. He is playing Terran to the southwest of this particular map, Newkirk, versus his opponent, Axiom's Mia. He is in the red trunks playing Zerg to the southeast. I'm a little croaky. I apologize. As I said, this is supposed to be an hour from now. And I also apologize to Take for delaying the broadcast. I got up and then I saw, hang on a second, this is already on the air. What's going on? Set my alarm for an hour before the cast, thinking, hey, there'll be plenty of time to get up. Nope. Guess not. Alright, well, never mind. The casting must go on. So, Illusion. This guy was the wonder boy of Wings of Liberty, kind of a foreigner hope, really, that never really translated into anything material. He had a lot of hype behind him, but he was never really able to win a major event. And he ended up, I think probably the most memorable event that he went to was the Hot Import Nights IGN event, whereby he was essentially thrown to the dogs. And he really was thrown to the dogs as well. It was actually ridiculous. He was thrown in there with people like Hero and Dongray Gu, and there was a Terran player as well whose name escapes me. One way or the other, it was a harsh tournament. Yeah. Pretty crazy. Incidentally, we'll be putting delay on after this cast. There was apparently a problem with the delay for Twitch, so I'll need to redo the broadcast. But I'll get it sorted out in a second. So, I'm interested to see how well he does in in Heart of the Swarm, which currently is, of course, a Terran-favored expansion in the opinion of many. And I don't really blame them for thinking that. They're not necessarily wrong. Currently, Terran is having a good time and Zerg aren't. And there are a couple of Zerg players who are kind of proving that axiom wrong. Yes, forgive the pun. One of those is, of course, Startail Life. And the other is, as you might imagine, Liquid Snoot, who did particularly well in the ESET Masters very recently in the UK, actually winning that event. And there were Koreans and top foreigners in that event. He did very, very well. Now, the style at the moment does seem to be a very aggressive, Ling-heavy style. That seems to work. The idea being that if you can put on enough pressure and you can actually keep drops away from you, then you can do pretty well. Now, Illusion has opened up with a Reaper here, which is extremely standard across the board against Zerg right now. The reason it's standard is because there's very little that can go wrong with a Reaper opening. It's up to the Zerg to... It's not really up to the Zerg to do anything, because the Zerg can't defend until Queens are on the map. And there's a second Reaper here as well, so he's going to get a little bit more aggressive. Now Queens are on the map for Mia. He's got 2 on both expos. He's actually going for the 4-Queen build here as well. So this should be completely defensible, assuming that he is able to bring both Queens down. The annoying thing about this is that you miss an inject up here. It doesn't really matter that much because the second Queen kind of pops out about 7 seconds afterwards, but having to move this Queen down here does kind of... It just screws things up just a little bit. Not by much, but just a little bit. So Mia will throw an inject in there, as you can see. In the meantime, a couple of Lings came in and actually delayed the expansion and chased away that SCV, which is absolutely fantastic. But the Reapers are now moving back. Thing is that bringing the Reapers back is, in and of itself, kind of a victory, because he was able to keep those Reapers away from his base. And now he's got 4 Queens out, the Reapers have been shut down. So overall, the damage that the Reapers did was minimal. They killed a couple of Lings, they didn't kill any drones, they didn't really interfere with mining time. We'll be changing over the health bars after this game's done. Can't really do it right now, because I know that bothers a few people for some inexplicable reason. In the meantime, Illusion has a reactor down on this factory right here and is adding a few more barracks into the mix. Now, he's opening up with Hellions here, but this could be indicative of a switch to Biomine, which is quite a popular build right now. The mixture of mines and bio units, Marine Marauder Medivac. It could, of course, also be Hellbats later on. There's nothing wrong with mixing in Hellbats into a Marine Marauder Medivac composition. It works pretty well. It gives you a lot of beef at the front. It gives you a lot of anti-Ling. Also gives you something that can really eat Baneling hits. Very, very powerful. But we'll see. He's doing Hellions right now, which, again, is a pretty standard transition from this Reaper opening. We saw Flash do this at MLG. It's very safe. It allows for the kind of more old-school style, especially if the Reapers have stayed alive, to try and hold back this creep spread. The thing is, against the 4-Queen build, which is pretty much the counter to it, and can very easily wall off and defend pretty well, it doesn't really hold the creep back all that much. And once some roaches come out, once some lings come out, that's fine. Thing is, what Mia's doing right now is he's going straight up to lair. He is building missile attack upgrade and ground carapace, so he will be looking specifically for some kind of roach attack. He may throw Hydralisks in it. It may just be a speed roach attack. 9 roaches coming in. 9 roaches out of nowhere here. That's really, really nice. However, there are Marauders already being mixed into this, so Illusion's kind of got a read on what his opponent's doing. Mixing Marauders in with a lot of Marines is going to be pretty painful for Mia. Mia attempts to put down third base. There's no way that's getting finished, actually. So I'm kind of surprised he did that, but I don't know, maybe it does get finished. He's got a lot of roaches on the way. The question is, does he have enough roaches to deal with what's coming? There is only 1 Marauder in that composition, so with a good number of roaches, maybe. Problem is, he doesn't have speed, he doesn't have Carapace 1, he doesn't have range attack 1 either, which makes this engagement very, very difficult, especially with Concussive Shell in the mix. That is enough firepower to most likely force a cancel here. And there was no cancel, which is not good news there for Mia whatsoever. And this engagement is not going in his favor. Good angles right here from Illusion, and that is the third base down, as well as significant damage done to Mia's army. A bit of a mistake there from Mia. He is able to start pushing this creep forward, but losing that base is definitely painful. Mia is able to drop a few... Oh, wow, okay. He's lagging heavily, apparently. I believe they are playing on the European server here. It's either European or the American server. I guess it must be the American server because I haven't changed my region here. But, no, it might just be a bad day in BattleNet. Who knows? Alright. Well, this was not a good start here for Mia. He's lost his third base. Illusion got a very successful timing out of that in order to attack that third and delay it, cancel it, or in this case, not cancel it. And now here comes the roach timing. The thing is, these roaches are beaten up pretty badly, and Illusion's ready for a defense. He doesn't have any bunkers, but he's got a lot of units. He doesn't have stim, which is good, but I just don't think he's got enough here, especially with that many Hellions. You might think, oh, Hellions against roaches? No, it's rubbish. No, it isn't rubbish. The thing about roaches is they have a tendency to clump because they've only got range 3. So if he can get a good concave, maybe he can move in here, but I don't think he's got enough, and neither does Mia. What he needed to add here, I think, was some Banelings to go for a big Roach Baneling bust. But he's not really doing that. He's adding on another wave of drones here. He's going for upgrades. This is actually triple upgrade right here. Never mind, it's double upgrade plus metabolic boost. He was very, very late on the Ling speed because he wanted to go for this Roach timing. It didn't work. Now the risk is that we start to see some heavy drop play coming in from Illusion. He's got his Medivacs out now. And that's something Mia needs to deal with. Now, Mia has historically been struggling with this drop play. In fact, a lot of Zerg players have lately. So the concern is that he isn't able to defend it. Without Ling speed as well, this big attack that's pushing towards a third could very well kill it. There's not a lot of roaches on the field. 19, and some of them badly injured. With no burrow, he's not really able to do much there either. Roach comes off to make sure that that fourth base doesn't get cancelled, but it has been spotted. Creep spread is now being pushed back. Mia looking for the engagement right here without the Banelings, which is a little bit risky. Lings coming in as well, and they're going to get roasted, but it's a really nice flank coming in here from Mia. Banelings now coming in to connect. There's enough Roaches, I feel, to push this back, especially if a Baneling connects. And a nice split there by Illusion, but not enough. Mia is able to clean that attack up quite handily. Now the question is, where were the Medivacs in all of that? Because they're not around. There's 3 Medivacs on the field. He pushed out without them by the looks of it. He actually kept them home. I assumed he was going to go for some kind of harass, but it doesn't look like he decided to do that. There we go, bringing back those Medivacs, and there comes the harass coming in. Now that's going to be targeted by the looks of it towards this 4th base here. That should work pretty well. That should work pretty well for him. Mia, on the other hand, is going to actually push forward, which I don't know. I mean, he can take this base out. He can certainly force a lift here. There's only 1 tank, so he's thinking, maybe I can do it. The risk is, of course, that he trades his 4th base for it, because this drop's coming right down on it, and there's nothing to defend it right now. So he's going to see this drop. The engagement looking to come in here from the side to actually attack this third base. He's definitely got enough. As I say, he's got enough to crack this third. And he could also take out a lot of SCVs here. Benny's going to connect. Oh, it's a crash in. Nicely done. However, he's going to lose a lot of roaches here. He forced a lift. And he's going to lose his fourth. And there's a drop coming in right here from Illusion. This is what I was saying that Mia's been historically struggling with. And Zerg players have been having a lot of problems as well. Double drop play coming in with speed medevacs. Mia does not actually have an awful lot to defend this. And he's rallying roaches all the way past this army. Mia trying to crack the natural expansion. Wasn't able to get it. Fourth base goes down to this drop right here. And he tries to clean this up, which he is able to get. There we go. Roaches finally finished that off. But that's a lot of wasted mining time. The thing is, was it more wasted mining time and damage? This is workers killed, as you can see here. So that is 20 for Mia, 13 for Illusion. And losing this fourth base, was the trade really worth it? In my opinion, honestly, it comes out in Illusion's favor, even though his supply count is a little bit lower. Bear in mind, all his supply count is soaked up by roaches here, and we're talking about 4 mules going down. He's working on another CC. He's got 3 CCs. He only wasted some mining time by lifting. Now we've got Mutalisks coming in. Only 6 of them. Now, this is interesting here from Mia. I have to wonder if his intent, and he managed to miss this drop coming down the bottom here, which could be disastrous. The Mutalisks will be able to turn around here, and since this is a Marauder-heavy drop, those Mutalisks should be enough to deal with this, but he will take some damage in the process. There's also a tank in there as well, and if he's not able to kill that, that's actually going to be shelling the mineral line. He's targeting the Spine Crawler right now. Here comes the drop now cleared up by the Roaches. There's now a drop on the 4th base as well, and in comes this Mutalisk count trying to deal with it. The tank's now been lifted up. Muta's now moving in, trying to engage. Where the hell are they? There's so many medevacs all over the place. Difficult to engage. Spore Crawler shuts down that medevac. Nicely done. Now moving it to try and take this out as well. And down it goes. Nicely done. And the remainder of the drop cleared up. Here comes the push, however. It does start about halfway across the map because there's good creep spread here from Mia. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't necessarily think that's going anywhere. It's probably going to kill some creep. It's going to kill some overlords, and then it's going to back off. But how much damage was really done there? That's the question. Mutalisk taking a little bit of pounding here as well. They need to not be there. Around comes the Lynx around, and the Roaches to clear that up. Not a lot of workers killed there. Only a couple there by Illusion. So the damage that was done was minimal. The Mutalisks are designed to intercept the drops. This is a similar style to what we saw from Gosu User against Bomber in MLG. However, he used Corruptors, which are significantly more durable, but they're not quite as quick. But they do have a longer range, which is nice. So if you want to try and pick the medevacs off when Marines are on the ground, Corruptors are a better option. Now, Mia's going to go for Swarm Hosts here, which is interesting, but not uncommon. He has tried this on this map. I believe he did it against Ryung in my little HOTS tournament, and it was quite damaging. Mutalisk now coming in for Harass. They're doing a little bit of damage here and there, trying to pick off an add-on as best he can. Needs to get good control. He just lost the Mutalisk there. Not so good. He will not lose that add-on, which is unfortunate there. It might burn down, assuming that Illusion actually allows that to happen. In the meantime, Mia looking to see if there's a 4th base up there, and there isn't. And it is no, it's not going to burn down. There we go. Illusion is right on top of that. So we will see Swarm Host, which against a tank-heavy build is the right option. The problem is this is not a tank-heavy build. Oddly enough, we're getting a Thor coming out, which of course is in reaction to these Mutalisks. Quick clean up with that drop right there, and the Mutalisks are now actually going to kill that medevac, and this is working well. Yeah, this seems to be what Zerg have to do right now. Get good Overlord spread, get good creep spread, and intercept all the time. Get those flying units up and on the field, and intercept all of those drops as they come in. Because if you let them get there, then you're in serious trouble. Now the Swarm Hosts are on the field. There are 10 of them. That's a pretty significant number, and that's going to start eating away at Illusion. Illusion doesn't actually have a lot of tanks. Now, you might think, well, didn't you just say that Locusts and Swarm Hosts are good against tank builds? Yes, they are. But the weird thing about it is if you've got enough tanks, then you kind of crush them. The thing is that Illusion's he's just got one tank, which is really odd. It's like it's a lot of bio with a lot of Marauders and one tank. Just that one simple, solitary tank for whatever reason. Mia looking for the expansion right here up to the top. That would be his 5th base. The 4th base is already down here for Illusion. Things looking pretty good here for Mia. He's looking strong. He's looking confident. Looked a little bit shaky at the start, but he evidently knows what he wants to do now. looking for that flank. Here comes the scan, and the Swarm Hosts have been deployed. He's got Ling and Baneling in the mix as well. Oh, no! Oh, Illusion eats it! A lot of Banelings coming in right there, but good shelling as well. Oh, Mia morphing Banelings right in front of him. Not really liking that idea. That's not going to work at all. Mia's Banelings completely shut down. In the meantime, a Roach flank is coming into the 4th base, but he did lose a Swarm Host. He did lose quite a lot of Banelings coming in there, and Illusion's push continues. More Locusts moving in, and that really shouldn't do anything to this because of the number of medevacs. Now he needs to get a good Baneling flank here if he doesn't get this, and this is going to hurt. There's not enough tanks really to stop the Banelings. Banelings do connect. The spread is not good enough there by Illusion. And Mia should be able to clean the rest of this up. In the meantime, the Roach flank comes in on the Planetary. Planetary is not able to hit those Roaches back there. And this has all been cleaned up. Mia gets that one quite nicely and handily. He also protects his 3rd base. If he'd lost that, that would have been a disaster. Swarm Host count is still at 9. That's pretty high. And now we're seeing Mia going for the double Tier 3 buildings. Great Aspire and Ultralisk Cannon coming out. In the meantime, Illusion actually building another command center down here. That's going to be an orbital, not a defensive planetary. He's not in Gold League. Don't worry about that. Rollout comes in. It's actually going to meet Mia's army. Undeployed siege tanks coming in. I don't really like that at all, but honestly, there's not enough on the ground really to make this happen. If a scan comes in, this could be disastrous for Mia. Stim forward comes in. The Locusts are able to stop that for the time being, however, and some casualties taken there by Illusion. That's actually allowing Mia to get ahead in supply. Upgrades-wise, we're looking for 3-3 upgrades on Melee and Ground Carapace, so very likely to be an Ultralisk transition here with Swarm Host, which could be quite delicious. Mia gets the cleanup, and you know what I'm really noticing here? Illusion is not dropping. And that's probably the worst thing it could be doing. Because the strength of the Terran in Heart of the Swarm seems to be in the mid-game. Seems to be in the drops. We're not seeing Widow Mines used here by Illusion. We're not seeing Hellbats. He was researching and building them. He can actually transform to Hellbat mode. And he has a few Hellions in the mix, but not that many. Illusion's army isn't really that big, and it's not really that scary. Here comes that drop. Baneling hit comes in. I believe he actually dropped a Marauder on that Baneling to make that go away. And, oh, that's going to die. That's not getting away anytime soon. Nicely cleaned up there by Mia. And once again, that's what Zerg players got to do now. They've got to intercept with air units. It's the only reliable way to bring this down. Hellbats at the front. Nice concave here by Illusion. Nice formation. That will deal with Locusts pretty handily until, of course, they die. But it's the Banelings and Lings he's got to worry about here. Upgrades-wise, we're looking pretty good here for Mia. A second wave of Locusts is about to pop out here, and Illusion says, oh, I don't want to engage here. I don't want to engage. This is working for Mia. This is working pretty well. Illusion, however, is maxed. Don't get me wrong. He is maxed. He is well upgraded. A good engagement for him is all he really needs to push forward and take out a base. However, Mia right now is sitting on 5. Illusion looking to sit on 5 as well. And you might think, well, this is a crazy map, right? Yeah, this actually happens. In ZBT, this kind of thing is very common. Here come the Ultralisk. Oh, no! No, Illusion! Oh! Be still, my Terran beating heart. That was horrible. Illusion did not move. Banelings crush in. His army just gets obliterated. Mia takes some damage, but he's already remaxed. Illusion on 110 supply and falling rapidly. Oh no, it just all went horribly wrong for Mousesports Illusion. Oh wow, that was horrible to watch. Oh. And now the Swarm Hosts are in position. Ultralisk coming in. Maxed out army versus 95 supply Terran. Uh-oh. GG, ladies and gentlemen. And just like that, it all evaporates for Illusion. Good lord, that was harsh. That was harsh. Wow. A nicely played game there by Mia, I've got to say, shutting down drops left, right, and center, and playing this grindy style with Swarm Hosts, Ling and Baneling, and then transition to Ultralisk on 3-3, which, as it turns out, was more than Illusion could handle. Ouch. Very painful. Very painful.